Hi, this is my connections project. This is my topic 1, and I'm going to do this as a article review. So the article I found is over the NIH Human Microbiome Project. So my introduction, microbes have many different beneficial and negative effects on human health. Microbes might have a bad image, but the majority of microbes are very beneficial to human health. In the human body, microbes create a system called the human microbiome that is specific to every individual person. Microbes line both the inside and outside of the human body and therefore cover a huge amount. In the body, they make up to 1 to 3% of our weight and are essential to our health. These microbes can create vitamins that humans cannot make, help break down food, help extract nutrients that we need to survive, and help our immune system. And they also act with our immune system to help protect us. Harmful microbes, called pathogens, can be dangerous and are one of the negative effects of microbiomes. They can cause disease, and that kind of stuff. So this topic is relevant to microbiology because these are microbes that define who we are as a person. They decide how we act and feel, including our mental health and what we are craving to eat. This connects through learning about enzymatic action and how they help break down foods, chemicals, and vitamins that the human body alone struggles with. Also, through learning about biofilms present in the microbiome, these biofilms line many of our internal organs in our addition to our microbiome. A third connection is when learning about morphology of bacteria and viruses. This can connect when comparing about the percentage of microbiomes that count for our body weight and how they line our body. From this class, I learned that microbes are essential for our lives. However, before this class, I knew that microbes can be beneficial and had no idea how. I learned that most microbes are beneficial compared to when before, but the majority are bad. I think microbes get really bad rap because, some can be harmful, but I think not a lot of people know that not a lot of them are harmful. I learned that our microbiome can even control our mental health and what we crave when we're eating. Therefore, I want to learn more about how to change our microbiome to be more beneficial. I think this would be really helpful to better understand how I can control my mental health and what I'm craving and that kind of thing. And then I also want to learn more about the ratio of different types of microbes that are present in our body, for example, like bacteria and viruses and that kind of stuff. I want to know if they're balanced, if it's more bacteria than viruses, or if it's really just an individual level. I think this would be really interesting to learn about the balance our bodies have to play in every day to maintain our normal health. And then my topic 2, I'm just going to do the written portion of it and then turn it in through Carmen. Alright, so adding on to my last video about the review article about the human microbiome and its benefits to human health. So the article that I was reviewing is HMPDDACC, and then I'll link my Word document when I'm turning in these videos. So what I said in the previous video is what I've learned from this article, and I'm doing some more research into the Human Microbiome Project. So basically, this article goes in more in depth exactly what the Human Microbiome Project is. So it's supported by the National Institute of Health Common Fund. The mission is generating resources that would enable comprehensive characteristics of the human microbiome and analysis of its role in human health and disease. The microbiome is a really new field in microbiology and in the science world overall. So basically, this article is just talking about how the National Institute of Health is just raising more awareness and research and everything that goes into the microbiome, and they're just learning so much more about the microbiome. Some examples that it goes on in the article is talking about how it characterize the microbial communities found in several different sites on the human body, such as nasal passages or cavity skin, the GI tract, and the urogenital tract, and it just examines the role of these microbes in human health and disease. So here's some of the 5 aims of the Human Biome Project. project, so development of the reference set of around 3,000 microbial genome sequences, initial 16S and MWGS metagenomic studies to generate the estimate of the complexity of the microbial community in each body, administrating projects to determine the relationship between disease and changes in the human microbiome, development of new technologies and tools for the analysis of these results, and examination of the ethical, legal, and social implications of the study. Alright, so I will now go into my topic 2. I'm just going to read this as, this was a common, like, casual conversation with my friend, and she's just asking me, like, these questions, and I'll just, like, reply. So my friend would ask, Haley, tell me more about the food products made with the help of microbes. Well, nature uses many kinds of microorganisms to create fermentation processes, to create new foods. Humans also have used yeast, molds, and bacteria to make products such as bread, beer, wine, vinegar, yogurt, and cheese, and so many more. Microbes transform foods through fermentation, fungi, enzymes, bacteria, and proteins. Some examples are fermented milk turning into things such as yogurt, sour cream, and buttermilk, and the list goes on. For yogurt, bacteria such as the Streptococcus thermophilus, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, are added to milk to create they're added to milk to create yogurt, when making cheese, various microbes are used. For example, some are made through the growth of fungi. Other cheeses, hard cheeses, have less water and are ripened with bacteria or fungi. Fermented foods can also have many health benefits, which microbes, through the preservation of nutrients, protection against pathogens, and improved digestibility, comes with eating fermented foods also. And that goes back on my conversation with the microbiome, because eating fermented foods also introduces more microbes and that kind of stuff into the human. Alright, so this is additional to my second video. So this is relevant to microbiology because microbes are essential for many foods. With the addition of microbes to products such as said before, bread, beer, wine would have never happened, and they're essential for them. There are many different ways that this topic connects to class. One example is in Chapter 6, we're talking about the requirements for bacterial growth. In Chapter 6, requirements such as salt concentrations and temperature optimums are essential for finding out which microbes interact with which foods, and therefore, which microbes will cause, a high concentration of salt and pickles, maybe. Another connection is when talking about in discussion 3, we talked about many benefits of eating fermented foods. So this also connects back to what I said previously in the second video about the benefits and stuff like that. A third connection includes when learning about different types of microbes, because there are many ways to create new foods through fermentation, fungi, bacteria, etc. Learning about each type is important to understand. This is because it will help you better understand the different way microbes help create different foods. Some ways that I want to learn more is through scientists researching into creating new foods that we have not yet discovered. I think it would be really cool to see what foods are in the future. I'm also wondering if there are any ways to add different microbes to foods to find healthier versions of the previous fermented foods that we have now. I think that'd be really interesting to learn if we can somehow change the bacteria or microbes that we are adding to food and micro change them to see the different outcomes.